What's up everyone, this is David and I wanted to slowly start discussions about the next mainline title in the Persona franchise. I'm soon, I know, but I wanted to talk about it. In this video, we will discuss general things about the upcoming game, such as what I want to see from the game and a few of my hopes for the game, kind of like what I did with my last SMT5 video. I'll also be discussing in the second segment of this video the release window for the game, when I think we'll get news, and also on which platform I think Atlus could bring the game. You guys might know already, but if you don't, I'm currently doing a giveaway on the channel for a 100 subscribers special, and it's for a free copy of Catherine Full Body on the Nintendo Switch or a Steam code for Persona 4 Golden. The giveaway winner will be announced on the 7th of July. To enter, it's easy. All you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel and click the link in the description below to register. Good luck, and now onto today's video. So let's start with my hopes and wishes for the game. The first idea that I had in mind is a change of the overall setting for the game. The school setting is great. I like the different stereotypes that we often find in high schools, but I feel like after a bunch of games, it's gotten pretty old. During the day, we explore school, visit the city and everything, it's cool, but I think it's time for a change. We had this setting for too many games, in my opinion. It's funny since in my last video, when I described my personal experience with the first Persona game, I said that it was very different in 2009 to play a game with a high school setting. I guess times have changed, right? An idea that I had for the setting is that I think they could use a more mature setting, like take inspiration from games like Persona 2 or SMT Nocturne, SMT4. All of the SMT games are a great pick since they have unique settings most of the time. Those games have a setting that's very different from anything else, and I feel like it could really work for the next installment in the Persona franchise. I don't know, like something like a grown man with a family that lives his normal life, kind of like Vincent in Catherine. Would be cool. In this situation, you could have a lot of different choices and dilemma to overcome, and then depending on what you decide to do in the story, that could change where your life is headed in general. It might sound weird, I don't know, but what I'm trying to say here is something different would be interesting. Another crazy idea that I had, and I'm realizing by doing this video that all the notes that I wrote for this video and for my wishes especially, most of them are crazy wishes, so it's just a discussion, guys. Obviously that might not happen, but those are just quick ideas that I feel would be cool. But the next one would be Persona 6 as a prequel to the franchise. Why? Because I think that would be ideal for series newcomers. Sometime after 5 games, newcomers might feel a bit overwhelmed and give up before even trying the series. For example, as you might know, well, as you know if you follow me on the channel, I'm a Yakuza fan now. I played Yakuza 0 at the beginning of the year, and there's a bunch of games in the franchise. The 7th installment is about to be released here in the West, so 7 games is a lot. When they released Yakuza 0, that's when I was like, man, that's where I need to jump in, and I jumped into Yakuza 0. I understood the story and everything, what it was all about, and I discovered all the other games afterwards. Of course, Persona is not a franchise like Yakuza where you necessarily need to play them in order, like 1, 2, 3, you can just jump right into 5. But what I mean by a prequel for Persona would be a game where they would give explanations on the origins of Personas, of the Velvet Room and stuff like that. Stuff that newcomers might not know already, just deep dive into that. I think it would bring a lot of new fans in. It's less intimidating to get into a prequel for a newcomer who doesn't know anything about a certain series of games than to start with the 6th mainline installment, per se. The last point that I'll give before I get to the next part of this video is a crazy idea of mine, which would be to have multiple main characters in Persona 6. I have no freaking clue of how they could do it, but something in the vein of Detroit Become Human or Octopath Traveler, where you get to experience the story of multiple characters. Of course, I don't want Persona 6 to be anything like those games, but just to play with 2 or 3 characters and have them interact with each other would be cool. I guess social links would be a bit weird to make them work, but who knows? It's again just a crazy wish of mine, and I'm super curious. What do you guys think of something like this? Multiple main characters. Do you think it could even work? If so, how? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious. If you don't know already, the director behind Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 Scramble: The Phantom Strikers is Kazuhisa Wada, and he will also be behind Persona 6. It's pretty clear with the 3rd semester for P5 Hard that he brought some new ideas to the table, with those games, and I think he's someone that can definitely bring some freshness to the table, if I can say it that way. I guess we'll see. Now let's talk about when can we expect to get news from Atlus about Persona 6, and also a quick tidbit about my predictions for a release date, and also on which platforms, on which systems I think the game can come out. We have been hearing rumors, or more like stupid Reddit threads, about news and trailers for Persona 6 coming in June 2020, which is completely absurd, let's be honest here. Don't forget to take everything that you read on social medias with a grain of salt, guys. If you've been an Atlus fan for a while, you know that those posts are ridiculous, but I just wanted to get that out of the way before I even start to give my thoughts on the matter. I don't want someone to tell me that I'm crazy and that if I looked up on Reddit, I would know that we'll get a trailer and gameplay in 2020, because I really feel that that's not happening at all. First of all, again, can't stress that enough. SMT5 needs to release before we hear anything about the next Persona game, and that would be to avoid an outrage from the Megaton community. Honestly, I highly doubt that we can expect P6 for a long time, since there's a major gap between most of the releases for the mainline games, and I feel like SMT5 will probably be releasing in around 3 years or so, so we're definitely not getting Persona 6 before that. I don't know which strategy Atlus will take with Persona 6. I think that they will either announce it very soon, like in a year or so, and keep us updated with just a bit of information every year, and the game would release in like 4 years minimum. Or there's also the possibility that Atlus just waits a bit longer until they have something consistent to show, like a trailer or gameplay or any real information before they reveal the game. If that's the case, I think an announcement in 2022 would be a bit more likely. But either way, as I said, we're not getting the game before 2024 to the soonest, in my opinion. Again, you guys have the right to disagree, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts and why you think the game could come later or sooner. And we're just speculating here, by the way, guys. We don't have any information at all, basically, on Persona 6, so we're just giving ideas from what we've seen from Atlus. They might surprise us, of course. That's always a possibility, and that's why we're discussing here. Now for the platforms that I think the game might be released on. I think now's the time to skip exclusivity of Sony for Persona, for Atlus in general. It would allow a lot of people to try this amazing series. Persona 4 Golden just released on PC as of June 2020. The game's doing extremely well for them, especially for a game that came out as a re-release in 2012. People want to play those amazing RPGs on PC and on other systems. With the PS5 coming at the end of the year, it's safe to assume that it will be released eventually on the PS5 first, because it's always been that way. But with the growing popularity of a console like the Nintendo Switch that's ruling Japan, I think Atlus might also consider a port to the platform, if it's possible to optimize it correctly, that is, for sure. And then PC fans, the possibility to run the game is definitely there, because PCs are super powerful. Now it's to Atlus to decide if they want to bring the game to PC or not. I hope so, I sincerely hope so. I'm always down for skipping exclusivity. It's a good thing for fans, so let's just hope that they'll consider at least another platform than just PlayStation. The next game in the Persona series has a lot of potential to be even more successful than Persona 5, and I feel like just skipping exclusivity would be a good bet for Atlus. I guess we'll see. To summarize, basically, will we hear anything from Persona 6 in June like the rumors said? No. Will we hear anything from Persona 6 in 2020? Probably not. Be patient, guys. The game is probably a ways off. We must keep our expectations low here. Something that I would really like, though, is a worldwide release. As a fan, it's hard to wait and to try to avoid spoilers at all costs for a new installment that already came out like 6 or 8 months ago before in Japan. I'm not a developer, but I do know that the localization process is not easy at all. If Atlus could make their localization team a bit bigger, that would be super cool, since the wait is so damn cruel for us fans. So this was just a video where I wanted to discuss and just start the discussion of Persona 6. I've been a fan of the series for a long time now, and I've played all the games. I'm super hyped for Persona 6, and I just wanted to slowly start talking about it. For now, we will concentrate on the upcoming SMT5 game, which is Hype. And as soon as we get news from Atlus on SMT5 or Persona 6, I'll cover it on the channel, of course. So if you want to stay up to date, please click that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in another video. 壊したい大事そうに輝いた私を